Y'all know what time it is. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, never mind.
Woo!
Well, all right, what's up, everybody? It's your guy Z Fly. We are here for the season finale. That's right.
Yay!
So glad
Season
to be
finale! Yay!
keeping it
I'm
really
so
hot
happy
all
to be here
summer
with you
long.
guys.
That's exactly what we did. We kept it really hot all summer long. As you know, I have my boy Troy Weeks Music. He is here, always doing his thing. That's right, Mr. Troy Weeks Music. And everybody, guess what? Tonight, you know what I'm saying? If you are a real follower of the brand, of the show, then you know that, you know what I'm saying? Here and there, we had Miss Storm. She always kept it real hot and fresh as well.
You
Storm, how are
all
you?
right, all right, all right now.
Ah,
I
okay,
said all right, all right, all right now.
that's right, that's right, that's right. So everybody, Storm,
Hmm.
listen, everybody, I know that they definitely want to, you know, say hear from you, talk to you a little bit. So let the people know where have you been, what's been up with Storm these
Well,
days.
hey, listen, this pandemic put everybody back, how should I say, back a centimeter or two.
Okay.
Um, I am, I've been quarantined. I've been trying to exercise. I've been trying to stay physically fit,
Look at
Yes.
you.
as you guys
Yes.
can see.
You look
It's been
good.
hard though. It's been hard because you know what? I've been eating every junk food you can think of. I mean, every kind of junk food you can think of, I've been eating it. Fried chicken, whatever. But however, let's just say in the last month, I decided to, take my weight and everything really serious and say, hey, listen, after the pandemic, whenever that is, I don't want to come back as a fat girl.
Hello.
So I'm watching what I put in these in these chops right here.
Come
That
on,
part.
talk to us, now. Oh, right now,
Yeah,
that's what
I'm
we're talking
watching what
about.
I put in there.
That's
Okay.
right, y'all. Storm is back with us, y'all, and it's time to get to. We time to get to it. Z-Fly, you got some special updates or something?
You know what? Troy, I just wanted to let everybody know that, you know what I'm saying, thank you everybody so much. We're here at the season finale. It's been a great season. I've definitely enjoyed Troy Week's music and the rest of the Real Hot Fresh crew that was with us through the season. And thank you so much to everybody who just tuned in. You know what I'm saying, always gave us comments and, just feedback. We have a great show just to put out there that tonight, that last night of that giveaway. But I'm gonna shut up and let Troy Week's music go ahead and run this thing. What you got?
That's right, y'all. That's right. Y'all was Z-Fly. Y'all know who it is. So it's been an awesome season, y'all. We are on stream, y'all. Woo, woo. Check us out. We looking good. We sound good. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we made it through.
Yeah.
And so voila, we're here now. So we definitely want to know what you guys think. Please leave us some comments and things. Let us know under the video, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. Let us know what you guys think. We're keeping the real hot fresh all summer long. This is our last episode of the summer long.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much again. I've enjoyed this time. I've enjoyed the guest hosts that we've had. I'm looking forward to see if we choose any of those guest hosts to be a part of the show when we come back in the fall. I'm looking forward to the break for a second. I have so many amazing things I'm getting ready to do. I'm shooting a video for my band after this. I gotta hurry up because we're getting ready to release a new song called Money. And I'm shooting a video for Troy Weeks Music with my new single Harlem Salsa. So it's getting ready to go down in the next couple of weeks. So when the month is over, we're gonna have some updates for y'all. We're gonna have some things for y'all to check out. So I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds like fun. Sounds
Oh
like
yes,
lots of
you
fun.
guys need to come be in my video. I'll let y'all guys know when. I'll definitely text you guys. Let you know when. But y'all need to come be in the video. It's gonna be shot in Harlem most likely. And come give
Okay.
a Harlem shake in the video. I'm gonna show
Hey.
you it's real simple,
Harlem
real easy.
Shake.
It's a whole dance move. It got a whole little thing that goes with it. Got a choreographer and some dancers. So it's gonna go down. So
Love
y'all
it.
gonna have to come be in the video.
Well, I'm
So
looking forward to that.
yes, ma'am. Without further ado, let's get to it with our mailbox. You ready for the
All right.
mailbox? All right. So, question is this: is it embedded in males to create children and then abandon them, or is it more of a learned behavior? I want to start because I am a parent. I love being a parent and being able to, talk about these
Oh,
things.
I know, Troy. You're the best dad too.
Oh, thank you, this little girl. She don't play, y'all. She called me. We talked on the phone this weekend. Genesis Olivia told me you need to call me more. She's 3, about to be 4. I was like, you better get me together, little baby. Come on, girl. It's all right. So I
How
don't
old
think
is
it's
she,
something
Troy?
that she's 3. Genesis Olivia's 3. She turns
Oh,
4. She turns 4 this year.
okay,
She's a Scorpio like me,
okay,
so I'm turning 34. She's turning
okay.
4. Had her before my
Oh,
30th birthday, so it worked out. So I say it's something that is learned. I don't think that's something that is men are. It's embedded in us as men because I'm not. I didn't leave my child. I'm there every step of the way. We don't live in the same town. She lives states away, but any chance I get to be there, or because of Corona, she can't really come here. But
Right.
when she is here, she's back and forth she know New York. Every time I talk to her, Daddy, when I'm going to New York, she know about New York. So you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's embedded in you. I think that's something that's learned through your history of life as you grow as a man. there's some things that happen to you in your life that affect you in certain ways that affect your decision as an adult man and as well as a father. So I feel like that's no excuse though, because I'm a person who's had things happen to me in my life, and I don't use those excuses to stop me from being the best dad that I can be. I still do everything in me to be the best dad that I can be because she deserves that. She didn't ask to be here. She deserved that. So I think that's a cowardness of men that is learned along the way as they grow. Some things affect them and they don't face those things. Because they don't face those things, it doesn't allow them to grow and be the father that they need to be. But I'm hoping and praying that we can make change with that. And I'm always encouraging men to be fathers and, you know, take control of, you know, their lives when it comes to their kids. You know, it's not easy sometimes in the relationships you have. Mothers and fathers relationships aren't always the best. Sometimes the mom leaves the kid as a pawn and all these other different things. But, you know, just stay steadfast and stay true to you as a father and focus on your kids and you're going to make it through. But I don't think it's embedded. I think it's learned. And I'm going to go to Storm on this one. Storm, talk to me.
Well, you know, I'm older than you guys, and I always have to go back to, how should I say, a kind of historical perspective when it comes to things like parenting and just things in general. I usually have to look at history to see what history says. And I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a movie, and I'm going to try to make this really brief because, you know, I'm long-winded and like to chat. There was a movie that came out in the 1970s, and Diane Carroll was the star of the show of the movie, and it was called Claudine. I don't know if you guys saw Claudine. Do you guys know what that is?
We done saw a meme or we done saw something. I don't remember the top of my head, but I'm sure
you guys probably saw Cornbread Earl and Me. Everybody saw Cornbread Earl and Me. But listen, Claudine was a movie about a single mother who had several kids, and she worked 2 jobs, and she was also a welfare mom. And this was in the 1970s. And Claudine, in that movie, it reminded me so much of my own mom and being a single parent and raising kids alone. I think that fathers not being in their children's life is an inheritance. I think that remember when we were slaves, the slave master separated the families. And upon separating the families, I think that somehow men have been conditioned and programmed in that way. And it has, like, you know, I'm not saying all men, I'm not saying all Black men, because actually you have a lot of great Black fathers out there. You do have a lot of great black fathers out there, but systemically, there's been a system that were pushing fathers away from the mommies and away from their children. In the 70s, when mothers had to apply for welfare because they were going through a job crisis, and in the 70s, we had a huge job crisis in this country where Blacks had the highest rate of unemployment compared to today, the highest rate of unemployment. Black women had to go and apply for welfare. Some was married and some had live-in companions. Right. Welfare, actually, a condition of getting welfare for your children was that you could not have a man in your house. That was the condition. So Black women was faced, and Black men were faced with a situation where, do I stay with her and she not get the money and we struggle, or do I separate from her and let her get the money to take care of the kids, because I know I'm not working and I can't take care of these kids. So I'm not saying that this right here was the problem, but I'm saying this right here was an asset of the problem, of that problem. All right. Because I have friends that I grew up with who had their fathers in a home, unlike me. And I just remember, like, one of my girlfriends as an adult said to me, she said, Curtis, at one time my father had to move out and he had to go live with somebody just because the state, the welfare did not want my father in that house. And they actually send spies out to spy on them to see who was in the house, if there was a male figure in the house. So, wow. I mean, you know, I know that you know, Google, there's history out there. At one point in time in this country, a condition of getting welfare, if you were poor, and Blacks have been very poor in this country, it was you could not have a man living with you. All right. And that right there, if you look in the 1950s, there were no such things as single Black mommies. In the 1960s, there was no such thing as single Black mommies. Come the 70s, every Black woman is a single Black mother.
That's deep.
Okay. Wow. So I'm saying, examine that very closely. There's a whole other backstory to that right there. And what I just gave you is the backstory. I was a product of that. I was a product of a single mom who at some point in time, we have to get welfare and we have to get food stamps. And I just remember those conversations, them having those conversations that the father could not be in the home.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank
I
you for
remember, listen, I go a step further. I remember my father having to run and hide in the closet, just like in the movie Claudine. Please, if you guys can, the movie is still out there. It's called Claudine. The star and one of the writers of Claudine was Diane Carroll. So a great movie. It actually was nominated as well for an Oscar. Great movie. If you get a chance, try to see it. It sheds a social economic light on what Blacks have gone through in this country. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take so much of your time.
No, it's okay. No, we're keeping it moving.
But that is the history, guys. That is a part of the history.
Thank you for that. We definitely need some history. Nothing wrong with history. That was some gems. You were dropping some gems. We needed that. So those of you out there listening, and those of you still tuning in, we're gonna let you know you can win some money. If you may know about it, you're gonna know about it in a minute. But before we get there, let's go to Z-Fly. Z-Fly, talk to me about the smell box topic. What do you think?
So yeah, I'll definitely keep it short. But yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I love what Curtis just shared with us. I just wanted to add to that. I definitely do feel and believe that it's more of a learned behavior because I just don't. Of course, there's bad. I guess in everybody, but I just don't feel like that people are just created bad. And I just feel like it's a learned behavior because I just remember just seeing how older brothers and uncles and dads, how they kind of tell their boys, they put a kind of reckless type of behavior in there, as far as when it comes to the opposite sex, females. They don't really tell a lot of times their sons or nephews or whoever, little brothers, how to get in a relationship, how to stay committed, how to stay monogamous. A lot of times it's about, get her, get as many girls you can, here's a condom, just be safe. So what happens is you get all of these children who really don't, who wasn't planned or, didn't really want them to be here. But, whenever you're kind of out there, instilling in someone kind of reckless sexual behavior, what do you think is going to happen? So I don't think that it is embedded in males. I do feel like it's learned, just what you see in movies, what you see in TV, what you see in maybe videos or whatever. I just think that a lot of times, the people themselves, like the grown-ups, they have to get better. They have to want better, from their children, because a lot of times people feel that, he's a male, so he's not going to be actually getting pregnant, so we don't have to worry about that. No, he may not. Yeah, he's not the one that's carrying the child, but he's creating the child, and then he's abandoning the child. So you know what I'm saying? And then right, and then you get all this conversation about, there isn't any, I'm not, well, a lot of times, they say Black dads, but just dads, period. But I guess because of the statistics, you'll get all this. There's a lot of non-Black dads in the home. Well, why is that?
Well, a lot of our Black fathers are in prison. Oh. Remember that also, that was another way to break the family dynamics up. Marijuana. Black men went to jail in the 70s and in the 80s and in the 90s. They filled the prison, especially during the Clinton years. During the Clinton years, all of the Black men went to jail for low-level drug offenses. So that's what happened to a lot of the Black fathers. A lot of them ended up in prison as well. So my whole thing is that, yes, some things are learned, conditioned. I mean, we've been conditioned, and there's some things that's a learned behavior, but there's also these outside mitigating circumstances that people don't look at that also has been a part of the problem.
Right. Yeah, and I think ultimately in closing this, that there are some fathers out there who want to be fathers in their lives, in their kids' lives, and sometimes the moms make it hard for them. So, for those out there listening, give a dad that wants to be in the kid's life, please. Let him be in this kid's life. Let him, don't be a statistic, let him be in this kid's life if he wants to be there. That's all, what I'm saying? I know
right now, you guys know the situation with 50 Cent and his son. And, he's saying, well, the mom is very difficult, and I've tried to be in my son's life, but she's been very difficult. My whole thing is this right here. And this is the way I see it. If you have a child, you fight for that child.
Yeah.
And especially if you're the man, people are looking at you to lead and lead by example. I don't care what 50 Cent and that woman is going through. 50 Cent have enough money to detach himself from that situation and still be responsible for his oldest son. And right now, what I see, there's back and forth. You know, I mean, I don't particularly follow it that closely, but there's this back and forth, and there's these Instagram posts that his son has gotten on Instagram and like really berated him on Instagram. And I just think his son is only what, I think 18 or 19 or some stuff like that. There's a whole better way to handle that situation. And especially now that the kid is grown, it seems like 50 Cent is taking his frustrations out on the mom that he have for the mom. It seems like that he's taking those frustrations out on his son. And it's a horrible, horrible thing to see, because now he has a new son and he's pampering his son and he's showering his son with lots of gifts and everything. And his other son, you know, he makes these videos where, you know, his father's just not in his life. He won't have anything to do with the kid, you know, and that's not true father leadership to me. That's ridiculous. There's no excuse. If that child is 18, you reach out to your son.
Right.
Peter, you reach out to your son.
He's old enough to have an adult conversation and have a sit down with him. And if he's doing this on social media, that's disgusting as a parent.
It's horrible.
So
it's a horrible situation.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know, that situation will be rectified, because that's not cute. But let's get some promo time in before we get to our next topic. Oh, I keep pulling.
Okay, gotta go to a commercial break.
Oh yeah, commercial break real fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking for our MVL, most valuable listener. All you have to do was tune into our lives at 5 on our Instagram, Real Hot and Fresh. It was on Wednesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. We had those for a while. All summer long. The contest ends on the 31st. So all you have to do is listen in, listen here. We're going to tally up some numbers. You can win $100 cash. $100 cash.
Uh-oh.
Gotta have
money, y'all. Money. We're talking about money,
to
y'all.
be our diamond listener. So all you have to do is tune into our lives at 5 on Wednesdays and Fridays. And on our Sunday live shows now, 8 p.m. And you know, so we had some people, somebody gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We still got hope.
Money.
If you're looking at us right now, tap in and say, hey, I'm here. Get into the topics.
Yeah.
Get yourself in. You can still win. Just saying. All right, let's keep it moving to our next topic real fast and real sweet so we can get to our interview and all that other extra stuff. So next topic is this. Topic of the day for the first topic. Should parents take on the responsibility to inquire and have a talk with their children about sexuality and or which gender they are attracted to? Yes, and yes. I feel like as a parent, especially in 2020, with the LGBTQFs and YZ and how everything's extended, there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different things and a lot of things I think it's good to be informed as a parent what's going on in the spectrum, as well as being informed in your household with your kids. Right. It's very important, because when they go into this world, if they don't know and don't understand, then it's out in this world like a zombie trying to figure it out. And their experiences and the things they're going to be living is going to be through somebody else's eyes. Why not take control of that and help them understand and be able to support them, if, you know, hopefully, you know, and be there for them and educate them so they know, versus, you know, them wandering around trying to figure it out. It's definitely important now, especially to talk about sex and sexuality. Because kids are having sex younger because they have so much easy access to the online with Instagram, Facebook, chat rooms, this and that. It's crazy. These young kids are out here.
And poor and working class parents, they just don't have what it takes to be at home and watch the kids 24 hours a day. So the kids are, you know, you have latchkey kids and kids who are just really raising themselves sometimes, you know?
Right. And that's why we need to go back to the old style of raising that takes a village to raise a kid, which is true. You need to go back to, you know, being a unit as people and being able to help out and being the next door neighbor, being able to watch on little Anthony, make sure he ain't up in there doing something he ain't got no business, or little Sarah Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back to that kind of community. Since I
hear you. That's right. That's the kind of community I grew up in. And Zach, I know that's the kind of community you grew up in.
We go out to the old school. We won't have these issues.
In Texas, it really does take a village. And in Texas, I was raised by a village.
Listen, these kids nowadays, because they don't got village, they're disrespectful to anybody and everybody. I'm not gonna say elders, to anybody and everybody. They don't care. You know, I wanted to start recording these kids and start blackmailing their asses. Hey, I'm gonna show your mama this. Wonder if you gonna cuss like this in front of your mama too. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids got good mamas that got sense. They just get out in the street. When these other kids ain't got no sense and get crazy.
Man, when I was a kid, if I was cursing and you came up to me as an adult and you said, I'm gonna go to your mom and tell him you're cursing, I would start crying and begging you right there. like literally, like on my knees, please don't tell my mom, please don't tell my mom, I'm so sorry, I would never do that again, blah, 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 you know. But nowadays, kids, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
disrespectful.
Kids,
So
it's because kids are raising themselves. I'm not mad with the kids though. I think, and once again, it's parenting, but it's also society as well. You know, there's
yeah.
actually, if you beat the hell out of your kids now, you could go to jail for that shit. You know, and you don't even
Back
have
in
to
the
beat the
day.
hell out of them. You could, you, whatever corporal punishment you decide to use, it could land you in jail. You
It's
know,
true.
so it's kind of, you know, parenting. I mean, being a parent, there's a lot of infringements on us. You know,
So should
Right.
parents
a
take on
lot
the
of infringement.
responsibility? So Storm, should parents take on the responsibility to inquire and have a talk with their kids about sexuality, what
They,
gender they're
you know
attracted to?
what? I think when a child reach an appropriate age, I think you should certainly, you know, first of all, we all know that gender is a social construct, right? I mean, is a whole social construction. We know that right there. So, you know, I have a son that's gay, and to be honest with you, I've learned so much through my child because I didn't, you know, I just knew that he was different,
Mhm.
and I accepted that difference right away. Like I didn't give a shit if the kid was a monkey. He's my monkey. You know what I'm saying?
Come
Like
on,
I
mama,
don't
talk
give a
about
shit.
it.
This is my this is mine, you know. So so when I noticed, you know, as a child, as a very 3 years old, 2 years old, I noticed that he was different, and I just worked with that difference. I didn't shine a spotlight on it. I didn't make it crazy or do any of that stuff right there. But when he was age appropriate, there was no coming out of the closet. I just knew, and I didn't care, you
Wow.
know,
You
because
know,
that's my child. I love him and will love him regardless, no matter what. My son is not defined by his sexuality, and that's where parents go wrong, because in a social in a social gender construct, they want parents parents to assign that gender, and
mhm.
then there's a whole community of people that stands that's on the back of those parents, you know, to make those parents feel like, hey, listen, he's a boy, he shouldn't play with pink balloons, or she's a girl, she shouldn't play with trucks, you know. My son, he was playing with pink balloons when he was a 2-year old. He wanted to play with dolls when he was a 5-year old. I had no problem with any of that. No problem with any of that. I
Yes, you
just
were.
knew that he was different, and I didn't know if he was going to be gay or not, but it didn't matter to me. I had a loving child, a smart child, a brilliant child who's now a college graduate, and that's what mattered to me.
And you
And
wanted
he's a
to,
productive member of society. That's what mattered to me.
well, shout out to you, mama. You one of those special moms, and we love you for that. And thank you for shining that light into this life, because I'm sure now he can share that experience with some of his friends who might not had the same experience. So shout out to you.
Yeah.
Maybe you be Mama Marta for those
Look,
out
let me
there.
tell you, I've been a mommy to a lot of these kids. You know, I've met a lot of, you know, some my son's friends and different kids in the neighborhood who they've been totally rejected by their parents just because of their sexuality.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've kind of been like that big mommy in the neighborhood to some of these kids.
well, you
My
keep
house
being
is always filled with a bunch of young people, always.
you keep being that fierce mama that you looking like right here, and you keep being the shining light that you are, that, and keep making their
All
light
right, all
shine.
right, all right.
Z
All right,
Fly,
all right, all right.
right? Hello, Z Fly. Talk to me. Talk to me. What do you think about this topic? Do you think that parents should take on the responsibility and inquire?
You know what? I would definitely say yes, they do. Kind of like what Storm said. Definitely in times like this, because a lot of, it's not like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? I feel like more these days, more of the truth is coming out. And the truth being that everybody's not a heterosexual. Even way back then, everybody wasn't a heterosexual, but of course, that wasn't people didn't understand it. But now that just different lifestyles are here on the forefront, I definitely do feel like people definitely need to talk to their children earlier, not just waiting until whenever or never talking to them. I feel like if a parent has that conversation earlier, then it'll make it a lot more easier. And also too, you'll get to know your child better. You kind of you'll know what they like, what they don't like, who they fancy, who they don't fancy, all that kind of great stuff. But also too, now one thing that I really love, I love what Storm was saying about how she felt about her own child and how she educated herself. To me, that's another great thing. A lot of times people feel like, oh, okay, so I can tell that my child is different. So now they're gonna do all these crazy, crazy things because they feel like, oh, because he's not straight. So now I have to do all these things. So
Yeah.
no, yeah, right. So it's
That's
still
really sad, but that is very, very true.
exactly.
Very,
So
very true.
yeah,
And
it's
not only that, you need to teach kids who are not gay or LT or not part of the LBGT community. You need to teach those kids to have empathy for kids who are different than what they are.
right,
And actually, that's in anything. We need to teach our children that differences are okay. You don't
right,
have to be threatened by anybody else's differences.
right.
And that's where bullying and all of this kind of stuff start, because parents are not saying that to their kids at home. I've always said to my kids, let people be. It's not your business. Leave them alone.
Right.
Mind your business. Do your thing.
And
Fry your own fish. You
right.
know?
I just want to add in real quickly because I know that like this couple is a big example because you know what I'm saying, for one thing, they're celebrities, but you know what I'm saying, like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. I just like to me that's a perfect example of educating yourself. Yes, you know what I'm saying. They found out that their son daughter is you know
Mm-hmm. Transgendered. Uh-huh.
basically. But my thing is still that there's still, he, she, or she, or I don't know the right pronoun. Forgive me. But the point is, she is still a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
Mm-hmm.
because they're saying, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to dress like this. You still have to be the parent. You can still be a
True.
parent without being insulting. You could like, you know what I'm saying? You can
True.
like, okay, well, you will be a transgender, so sure, let's go ahead and I'm planning your surgery. Oh, you want to wear dresses? Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So I
See, now
still,
the surgery, to the surgery, that's where I draw the line at. I
yeah,
draw the line right there. Like when that child is 21 or 18 or 25 and they decided that that's what they want to do, no problem. But I think it's something that parents, they should back off from and let that strictly be that child's decision to change their gender. Because children, listen, I'm not saying, I don't want to minimize what that means, but at the same time, I remember when my kids was growing up, one wanted to be a rocket scientist and the other one, well, he's always wanted to be a writer and a journalist, and that's what he went to school for. But kids, they change, like today they want to play the violin and tomorrow they hate the violin and they want to do something else.
right.
So I kind of would think that a child don't have all of the information completely to say, okay, well, I want a sex change operation, or I want a gender reassignment operation or whatever. I
Gotcha.
just don't, that choice shouldn't come from kids. I don't think so.
This all seems a little deep. So let's how about switching the subject up to our thirsty AF at this point.
Okay.
We about to start cussing people parents out now.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So yeah,
Guys, I'm sorry. When I put my head down like this, I'm inviting people onto the show.
Keep it up, girl. Keep it up.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get as many people out here as I can.
If they say anything in the show, it'll pop up here. We'll see it. So.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
That's good to know. All right. If you're any of my people, well, let me just make this announcement. If you're my people from my Facebook page and you're watching, put those questions out there. Don't be afraid to put some questions out there. All right. I would love to hear from you guys and what you think about this, about the show tonight. All right. Real hot and fresh. What you think about that? All right.
Everybody, you definitely send those comments in. We'll definitely go ahead and post them live either on our YouTube /Real Hot Fresh or Facebook /Real Hot Fresh. Post those comments on any of the topics. And yeah, we'll definitely, go ahead on and post it live. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Mr. Troy Weeks, he is pushing us on through. I'm loving it. So right now we're gonna go ahead and switch things up and get into some thirsty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? To see what you all favorite celebrities have been doing these days. You know what I'm saying? Are they thirsty or is their thirst quenched? We're gonna get into it.
Hollywood is done. Hollywood is finished.
Let me tell you something. All right.
Hollywood, as we know, the way we knew it is over.
It's bad. Also, everybody, real quick. Also, be sure to stick around because we do have our very special guest, KS. He's executive producer. He's coming on a little bit later, so you definitely want to stay around for that. But right now, it's thirsty as fuck. All right, so tonight, everybody, our first one is gonna be that Megan Thee Stallion. That's right, everybody. She had actually posted a picture on her Instagram, and she was talking about she was going fishing. You know what I'm saying? It's called The Catch. So here's the picture. Miss Megan the Stallion. Now, you know what I'm saying? She got a fishing pole in her hand. You know what I'm saying? Like she's ready to go fishing. Do y'all think that's kind of thirsty or no? I mean, Miss Storm.
Wait, is she naked?
No, she got a thong.
She's almost naked. Almost.
Oh, she has like a thong there, huh?
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think she's a little thirsty for this, or do you think her thirst is quenched? What you think?
Let me tell you, I'm a big Megan Thee Stallion fan. I love this girl. In my eyes, she can do no wrong. I see is a woman who's secure in herself and secure in her body,
right?
And a Black woman. Let me put that out there. She's a Black woman. She has a great body. She has great curves, and they're all natural. And she don't mind putting it out there. So you know what? More power to her. I like Megan. I love Megan. And actually, when Tory, whatever his name, popped a cap in her ass, I wanted to go and pop a cap in his ass. You don't mess with my Megan Thee Stallion. Megan is from Texas. She's from my hometown. Megan actually, her family they live, I guess I would say pretty close to where my family, where I grew up. So Megan is my family.
Okay.
That's my homie.
So for you, she's quenched. But how about you, Mr. Troy? Is she thirsty or is the thirst quenched? What are you gonna give her?
I'm trying to stop licking my lips. God damn. I mean, she done been through enough. I'm gonna say she quenched. I ain't gonna call her thirsty. She been through enough. It was a couple months ago. I might be like, I would have rather you say you gonna be going fishing when you actually like on a fake little fishing set, acting like you fishing with your ass out versus doing that. That seems a little thirsty, but I can't say that my thirst is quenched. Everything is quenched about that. Okay. Oh, Lord. Stop, Z5. I can't do it. Put it away.
Well, listen, I'm sorry. I'm about to give her thirsty. To me, this is thirsty. She's a thirst trap. Because my thing is, come on now. She's going fishing. I mean, must we? Because listen, I'm already not happy with her and Cardi from that WAP video. So, yeah, she's thirsty in my book. Sorry. I gave her the... They did a little bit too much. But anyway.
I knew you was going to do that. I knew it was coming. So.
You know what's right. All right, next on the list,
Tim Wade. We still thirsty.
We have my boy OBJ. You know what I'm saying? OBJ, he's always doing the most. You know, Cleveland Browns football player. But right now, he says sitting at the top spot, but I've been put. Sitting at the top spot, but I've been put in my leg work. Every day, a new problem starting to make my head hurt. So basically, OG Bay, he's like on a Lamborghini or something like that for real chill. You know him. Always got to be doing his thing. Y'all think he's a little thirsty for this, or is this thirst quenched? Troy, what are you thinking?
No, I think it's quenched. I mean, he butt naked on top of the car. That would have been thirsty. But this is what he normally does. This is what they do in 2020. You get on the car, in front of the car, take pictures. Ain't nothing thirsty about that.
How about you, Storm? How about you?
You know what? I think he's just having a great time. He got a little money and he wants to flash it. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's just having a great time and he's just flashing his money and, it's okay, I guess.
Well, he's my boy, so I'm definitely going to give him quenched as well. So, yeah, I don't think that's thirsty. That's just him. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he got money. Why not spend and have a good time, right? All right. Right. On the Thirsty as Fuck segment today is we have the lovely, beautiful, always beautiful Miss Halle Berry. Now, Halle, she posted a picture where she says self-love is never selfish. So this is the picture that she posted. You know what I'm saying? Real, beautiful. She's kind of hiding everything, but obviously she's topless. Storm, what do you think? Is she a little thirsty for this? What do you think?
Nah. I think Halle Berry is in her 50s and she's like, hey, look at this. And she can show that body off because she looks great.
Right.
She's for a woman in her 50s, Black woman, she looks amazing. She really looks amazing.
Okay. How about you, Troy?
First of all, she can never go wrong. She's very classy. It's Halle Berry, of course. She looks amazing. I'm laughing so loud on the inside because I'm thinking about all these young girls. They ain't even 25 that don't look just half how she look.
Okay.
I just saying, if y'all look like this.
Okay, you know what we be seeing up at Harlem and things.
Right.
Need to be working on it. I'm just saying, y'all. She 50.
You know what we be
So
seeing.
she 50 and she look this like this. Y'all need to be thinking about the inspiration. To see the inspiration
She
instead of
looks
me working on it.
amazing.
That's all I'm saying.
True inspiration. That's right.
And you know what? And then I'm gonna follow suit and also give her quench because yes, I mean she, you know, once again it's Halle Berry. She looks beautiful, and then plus you know it's very classy. You know what I'm saying? She's not like showing, but you
Yes.
know, she's just basically saying self love. You know, and I agree. So yeah,
Yeah, it looks more artsy than sexualized. You know what I mean? It just
Right.
it looks more artsy and very
Right.
classy, like Troy said.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, very
Danielle
classy.
Smith. We see that name again. All right, Danielle.
Sound like
Yes, Danielle. We see you.
and everybody, you are now thirsty as fuck.
How? Quenched and
Hey,
thirst.
come on. Hey, come on. My Facebook people, come on. Throw some comments out there.
And,
let me see your comments.
Come on,
and
Facebook
like and
people.
share. If you like what we're doing, like and share. Okay, guys?
Come on, her
like
Facebook people out there. Make sure she's doing a great job promoting.
The
season finale, y'all.
Come
Of
on.
keeping it hot and fresh all summer long. All right, so now we're gonna get into our 10 ways. We never get into it this early, but we're gonna get into our 10 ways. You know you ghetto win right here, right now. Let's do it, Z-Fly.
Bye, your boy Z to the FLY. Okay, everybody, we're going to get into them 10 ways you know you ghetto. But hold on, I think we got another comment. Let me see what's going on. Oh, hey Danielle, she said hello.
Hey Danielle, welcome back, girl.
Again, thank you for your comments. Thank you. All right, everybody, let me just go ahead and get my little 10 ways you know you ghetto. Here we go, bam. All right, so people, are you ready for the 10 ways you all know you ghetto this week? Here we go. we got Storm with us tonight. All right, number 1. If you've only been paid in 40 ounces of Newports, just know you're not working the most professional line of work. Okay? Now listen.
What did you apply for? Go ahead.
Right. Number 2.
Your ass is ghetto as hell. I love being ghetto though. Nothing wrong with that, but damn, that's ghetto.
Hey there, ghetto. Number 2, if you are borrowing money from your mom to turn on the new man, just know that you are a funky, hot, dirty mess. And plus, you may lose the new man to your mom.
Hello?
You using her lingerie to turn on the new man, you're gonna lose them. That's very nasty. Number 3. Number 3, if you have so many roaches in your house that it looks like they're having a million roach march in your living room, it's time to move. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
The march was in DC over the weekend.
Hilarious.
You said what?
The march was in DC over the weekend.
Number 4, it may be time to take your baby daddy back to court if he keeps paying you child support and lottery tickets. Now,
he need to go to Gambling Anonymous. That's what he need to do.
Yeah, Gambling Anonymous.
There you go. But you know, but look, if he hits that million though, she good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, they're gonna take it from him anyway because he owed child
She'd
support.
be very happy.
Anyway.
Number 5, you know you ghetto if you always go into your man's job to let all the tricks in the office know that this is your man and you will fight. Now let me tell you something.
That's not ghetto. That's real. Don't try it. Belongs to me.
Yeah.
What happened?
That's up there with the. That's up there with that's top of the line ghetto shit.
You ready to go?
Look,
that is top of the line ghetto shit right there.
Top of the line. Number 6, you are known as a common thief, a habitual liar, the town slut, but you got it honest because everything you know you learn from your grandma. So I mean, hey, you know,
don't you blame your grandma for that foolishness, your lying self.
Mama, look, grandma was a rolling stone back in the day. You hear me?
Listen, if she was, I guarantee you ain't know it. You didn't know it.
Oh, that's true. Grandmas kept it on the down low.
Pretty much.
They were not out there trying to parade around and do all of the stuff the young women are doing now.
You know what I'm saying?
Letting it all hang out, in other words.
Number 7, why are you suing the topless bar that you work for workers' compensation because you dislocated your hip from twerking too hard? Come on now. Stop. Listen.
I'm sure they made you sign an agreement before you got on that stage. So I know they ain't happy. All
Number
that baby
8.
oil and shit.
That is hilarious.
Isn't it bad? It's so wrong. Number 8. How is it you haven't worked in years, yet you always have a full tank of gas and 2 working cell phones? Now look now. How that work?
The plug.
Oh, Roy, what did you say? The plug?
That's what they are. 2 phones. Got it.
Oh.
Number 9. Men, stop telling girls you're single and you have a living girlfriend.
That's not ghetto. That's a nasty man. Show dusty ass. Stop doing that stupid shit.
And that is not good. and number 10. Number 10, your feet might be ugly if Maylene pulls out a potato peeler on them. Now listen.
That ain't ugly. That's nasty, girl.
I can't talk. I can't talk. You don't pull out that little file thing. You know, the little electronic file thingy. She's done that.
That is crazy.
The buffer. Got it.
Okay.
They better be clean after that then. Looking fresh and clean. Fucking shine some flows with them shits after that.
A mess. All right, everybody. So listen, you are still in the season finale of the show. We thank you so much for all of your comments, all of your love. You know, everybody who's tuned in, thank you so much. But we're all gonna go ahead and keep this show moving. And tonight we have a very special guest to help, to help end the season finale tonight. He is an executive producer, also an author, a writer, and so much more. And we're going to learn a lot more about him tonight. So everybody, without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Mr. KS to the Keeping It Real. There you go. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Z Fly, man? Shout out to Storm. She put on a good show. Shout out to Troy Weekers Music.
My God, thank you, brother. Troy Weeks, got you.
So listen, we are very happy that you're here. Thank you so much for keeping it real hot and fresh with us tonight.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get you some questions. We're going to learn a little bit more about you tonight. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. So first of all, KS, I want to know, you're an executive producer, you're a writer, you're an author. Whenever I hear this, my head gets hurt. My head hurts because, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So now tell me, do you have a team or do you have to build your own machine? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's helping you out with all this work, this creative work that you're doing?
Actually, I don't have a team. I'm out here on myself, hitting up the venues, staying in touch base with photographers and local music studios. It's basically, it's multitask. You group up, you network, you push a certain amount of talent, push it into a studio, the energy, everything just works for itself.
Definitely. Now, listen, I'm really loving your look and loving your style. Actually, do a little intro. Let everybody know, where are you from? Where do you represent?
I mean, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn.
PK?
Okay.
And then, I travel back and forth. I'm known in Staten Island. I went to high school in Staten Island, lived there when I was a young kid, when Wu-Tang was blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in class with Shaheem, a.k.a. the Rugged Child. Shout out to him.
Wow.
It was just like merging in and out, like being on the basketball team, local church, venue, basketball, PAL leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to know the community, getting to know people in and out with work. My uncle owns the Key Food on St. James and Fulton, right in Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
So, me and my family, we grew up with, Biggie, R.I.P. to him, Little C's, Little Kim. We were like the corner, big community market for the whole area, the whole town of Bed-Stuy.
I love it. Okay. So basically, you are definitely the plug. I love it. You got some. Now, listen, okay,
I mean, I try to be, but at the same time, it gets overwhelming out here. People think, you're like this big, it's not like that at all. I'm keeping it raw. I'm keeping it funky. It's the relationships I have to build and put artists under my strength. When they see my face, I'm everywhere. I'm in backstage with Cardi B. I'm backstage with DJ Khaled venues, French Montana venues. Mm-hmm. I'm all over with, Funk Flex and the DJs, DJ Camilo. Shout out to Rock Nation.
Definitely. You know what? It's funny you said it because I wanted to ask you. You know, how hard is it to get noticed? You know, in the game. You know, and become popular. You know what I'm saying? Being from New York, 'cause you know what I'm saying. In New York, you have so many people. You know, chasing the same bag. You know what I'm saying? Chasing the same opportunity. So tell me, you know, like with your story, how hard was it? You know what I'm saying, to get where you are today?
I mean, it's still hard, you know. I mean, I'm 34 years old. I'm still moving in and out, building public relations. Now we have, you know, the Facebook. I'm not really on too much. I don't use it that much. My platform is more on Instagram. You know, it's like your face has to be known. Like
Hmm.
people, you have to be noticed. You have to look familiar, and everything works. Like, you know, I walk in and out venues. I'm in, you know, dressing. I was with the city girls. I was in the actual dressing room. You know, it's just actually you need the hustle in you too. You need the hustle in you. You know, I don't pay for no venues. I'm not well known. Nobody put me on their guest list. You know, this is coming straight raw from the streets.
Nice.
Like I had to hustle my way in and out venues, be on the list,
Hmm.
sneak in if I have to. You know, meeting Jay-Z. I got a short story, really funny with Jay-Z. It was Club One Oak. It was the hottest clubs in New York City.
Well, no.
And you know, Paris Hilton was there that night. You know, French Montana, Fat Joe, Chris Brown. You know, Jay Z was the big macho celebrity in the club. You know, they wanted us to spend 4,000 to buy a couple of bottles to get in that venue.
Wow.
And you know, me and my team, we looked at each other. You know, we had to split up. I couldn't do that. I wasn't known. I'm talking about 10 years ago. I
Right.
snuck in through the kitchen. I
I
had
don't
to
know.
sneak in through the kitchen. You know, the workers came out with the garbage bags. I seen the kitchen door open. I snuck in, but I didn't last because Jay-Z's head security guards
Wow.
caught me by the bar within 5 or 10 minutes. And that's how I met Jay-Z. His security guards told him to get out. There's an intruder in the club. Somebody
Wow.
just snuck in through the kitchen. So his security was on packed.
Hmm.
They got me out in 10 minutes. And then who am I with outside in front of the club? I'm with Jay-Z. You know, he's about like 6'8". Like I'm only 6'3". I'm looking up at him. You know, he respected my hustle. You know, I try to sneak in, and then that's how I move in New York City.
Right. So
I'm
now let
not.
me.
I'm a free agent. You know, I'm not representing. I'm representing my movement. I'm not undersigned no label. I'm not owned to nobody. I don't give out. This is just me raw from the streets. Tell it how it is, and we just kind of come up, you know, video here, a little clip, podcast, coming
Mhm.
up in and out the music studios, the vibing. You know, I was the only one to get bottles of Henny 8 o'clock in the morning from Bed-Stuy.
Wow. Just creatively independent. Let me ask you a question because you definitely set a lot of different celebrity names, Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Cardi B. But now, a lot of times, people they're always posting, different celebrities that they're with. But are there any celebrities that you've met that you actually built like real relationships with?
I mean, my strongest relationship is right now is with the Coke Boys, the whole label,
Hmm.
you know, one by one, you know, the manager to the artist to the writer to, you know, creativity, creators, the clothing line, Coke Boy Cam, shout out to Coke Boy Cam, and Coke Boy Mad Max, the head security, boys, families, forever, for a real long time. You know, French Montana's driver picks him up, you know, Teterboro Airport, JFK. I was actually the driver for French in New York City. He's actually a really good friend of mine. I've known for 25 years.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I'm on packed with the venues, the clubs, the VIP. You know, they're looking at me like, yo, how did you get here? Like nobody invites me. I'm there. If I need to support myself and I need to show my face and I'm gonna be there to support, say like French Montana or like a good, you know, artist that I'm into with like DJ Khaled. I like his story, his struggle, you know, his patience. You know, it's all about greatness and you learn to have patience. You know, nothing's gonna happen overnight.
Exactly. So now you definitely, you work with a lot of artists, musical artists. Now, do you have any music out? Of
I
you?
mean, I have like a few 2 tracks that I haven't really put out there yet. I have a producer that was from Germany. He came to New York. He moved to Bed-Stuy, and you know we had fun. I'm having fun with the game right now, but
Okay.
I'm more about quality.
Okay.
You know, I have a couple of hooks I've had, you know, that are really hot right now. I've done with Coke Boy Drew Pop. Shout out to him, Coke Boy Drew Pop, GPK, his whole movement, House Arrest, his new label, his new hat. And, you know, I have a few hooks, but I'm about quality. I'm about looking for a hit. I'm looking for that, you know, great producer that I can network and meet one day and be in the music studio. I'm working with a few futures public relation guys. He just opened up his own music studio. I got to get the name to it. He just opened it up. It's a fresh studio. He's working with free bands. He's one of the head promoters in the club scene, and he's in the game. And he's, you know, he's a player. He's a baller. You got to be a game. You got to be a baller. You got to be in the game. You got to be noticed. Your name has to ring bells. I'm a big leader in my hood, in my community. You know, I used to be a drug dealer. I used to do all that, you know, street shit. When I was younger, I seen it all.
Wow. All right, Troy Weeks, do you have any questions?
Yeah, well, since you're talking about that, let me, you know, word on the street is, you know, maybe allegedly, but are you involved in a gang?
No, I mean, I know them. I see them. We represent the same blocks, the same community. You know, I'm in Harlem. I go up and around. You know, I mean, I'm born in Brooklyn. You know, I talk. People know I'm from Brooklyn. I mean, you know, it's like we get along, the vibe, the energy, and then, you know, everybody knows I'm Muslim. I'm about peace, inspiration, and love. You know, just showing love the Brooklyn way, like the Biggie way.
That's what I'm talking about. So tell me, who is your favorite artist that you like to listen to nowadays?
You see, that's a tricky question because, you know, I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? I'm born 1988, and I'm still an 80s baby. Like, I still listen to the old stuff. You know, I like my Busta Rhymes, Nas, Jay-Z, Tupac, and, you know, a little bit of Eminem. You know, he's a highly motivator. You know, I like hype music. I mean, Dave East is really good now, and
oh yeah,
you know, I'm just old school. I listen to grooves. You know, I mean, I was back in the days with DJ K Slate. You know, he was with his wagon on Broadway giving out cassette tapes.
Got you. So
I could talk about hip hop for years, and you know, I'm a legend in the game. Everybody knows me by my face, but I'm not involved with no label. I'm a free agent. I'm in and out. You know, I just need a good team. You know, be on the meetings, go to the labels, knock on their door, and give them some product and some brand, and show all these young kids how it's done raw with no team, with anything. You know, now it's about resources.
Right. And I like your
anybody
energy
can make
too.
Music. I mean, anybody can make music.
That's true.
I'm just about the quality. I'm about, you know, watching movies at the same time. I got tricks. Like, you got to be in the scene. You got to be in the street. You know, you got to be there. And, you know, you got to have quality stories and good, you know, organic, authentic, you know, bars and stories. Got to be real. It can't be all fake. It's not gonna hit.
Nobody's gonna connect to it if it ain't real. So we definitely got to be real. And before I start closing out, what's your creative process? Like Z said when we first opened up, you know, you're a creative director. You do executive producing. You're a writer, hype man. There's a lot of things you do. What's your creative process to make it happen?
I mean, my favorite is just being behind the scene. You know, just, you know, being in VIP, you know, being at the venues, you know, not being on a list. You know, I was never invited, you know, just being there, showing my face, supporting my passion, supporting people that I want to support, in and out. You know, I had DJ Khaled, you know, one time face to face outside in the street after his venue. He had an interview in that stadium in New Jersey, the Prudential Center. You know, it was a meet and greet DJ Khaled venue. You know, it was questions that we had asked. I was actually picked that day through Epic, and, you know, Records. Shout out to Interscope and Epic. You know, I got up. I asked a few questions, and after the venue, I met with DJ Khaled. He's like, "Look, I see you on your Instagram." I had DJ Khaled tell me this. I seen you on your Instagram. I see you hustling. Just don't stop. You know, if I can reach all these celebrities' attention, anything is possible.
Listen, and that's a great way to end. That was
real.
That's a great way to end. That energy you have right now.
Everything is. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying that energy you have, like, that's a great way to end that story. And how do you have that impact with DJ Khaled? Like, look, you out here hustling. He's seen you You know, you saw him and he actually told you, like, I see you hustling. Like, that's a great way to end and great, you know, great way to empower some people out here who may want to, you know, follow in your footsteps and be an entrepreneur and a mogul just like you. So talk to people one time, let them know where to find you, let them know what you're working on so they can look it up and all that good stuff so that, you know, they can be a part of what you're doing.
I mean, right now, I just opened up a dealership on Coyon Avenue. I'm wrapping vehicles. I have a lot of stars. I have a lot of, you know, artists, celebrities. They're wrapping their cars. I do tints, radios. I sell cars. I'm a car dealer. You know, I just try to, you know, work clean, bring clean quality talent to the table and be creative, you know, and just stay out of jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending this all out to the young growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've done that. I've been trying to, it didn't work for me. I was one of the biggest drug dealers. I was in and out of jail, bails everywhere, family problems. I can't go through that. My freedom is everything.
Listen.
And now it's just come clean, you know what I'm saying? And do everything the right way. You know, be on paper. Have your music be sound on Spotify. Be everywhere locally, on all platforms. Be listened to. Get paid for your talent. You know, a lot of people out there doing all this. They're spending money, popping bottles and doing videos, and they're not getting paid. They're not making no dollar. They're making no income.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for dropping that, man. K-Sam, you see these faces right here. We both live in New York. We might need a car. We want to get fancy, get our joint wrapped. You feel me? You see these faces right here. Don't forget us.
You need a car for your music video? Yeah, man. You know, you come to me, man. Custom Auto Trends.
Custom Auto Trends. Thank you
for
for
that.
Yeah.
Instagram. You can Google me. Custom Auto Trends. And, you know, I'm your rapper's favorite rapper.
Okay.
Come on now. I like that.
Behind the scene. Yeah, I'm on the low.
I like that. Y'all check him out right there. Y'all see
about my lifestyle. They rap about me.
Y'all see his Instagram right here, y'all. Y'all make sure to check him out. Check him out. If you like what he said, support this man. You can send him messages on Instagram, all that good stuff. Look him up, follow him, check him out. And if you have a car you need to get custom and you in NYC, check my man out. He's gonna make it happen. You see, you heard it here first, right here. You're gonna be doing some great things out here, K-Sam. We watching you. We watching you,
appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. I like your movement. I like your whole, you know, personality. You're cleansing. I see the way you're cleansing the future. You're cleansing the youth. I see the way you're positive. I like, you know, your whole topic, everything, you know, you got to be comedian, you got to be funny, you got to be serious, and life is serious. And our future of our young kids and our young youth is serious too.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We appreciate you for your time. Y'all go check him out. That was a special guest today on our season finale. KS, all right, KS, also KSam 007 on Instagram. Check him out. And without further ado, you know, we're gonna I'm turning it back to Z-Fly. I forgot. My bad. Go ahead, take it away.
All right. Once again, thank you so much, K-Sam, for keeping it raw and fresh. We definitely do. Thank you so much. We're definitely gonna everybody be sure to follow him. KS Sound. We put it there one more time.
2 M's.
That way, there. You know what I'm saying? That way, you know you all can know. That right there. Follow that. KS. Well, I can't even see it. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. You know, you listen. Y'all know virtual. KS Sound. So Sam SAMM 007. Be sure to follow him. He's definitely making moves, and we are too. Everybody, also, once again, thank you so much to our guests. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in. We're gonna go ahead and keep this show moving, because this is the season finale, and we definitely want to get through it and make sure we get through everything. So we're gonna go ahead and get into an ad real quick. Look at
Come on, get to my stuff. Put me in the bottom of the list. Come on.
So everybody, so definitely listen. Next, right now we're in our summer season. Tonight it is season 2 of the summer season, but it will go into season 4 sometime, you know, at the end of September. But we definitely want everybody to know that we definitely want you all to know that if you do want to either, you know what I'm saying, get involved with our movement, we do, or you know, you have any business inquiries, or you want to talk sponsorships, guess what? This right here, you want to hit us up right there. That's right. There, right there. You want to hit us up. So yeah, so definitely, you know what I'm saying, email us. Let's talk business. Let's talk sponsorships. Let's make this movement even bigger. That's what we're all about. Also, too, if you do want to, you know what I'm saying, if you're feeling a little nice and you want to go ahead and hit us up, you can also hit us up on that Cash App. We, you know, to support us, to support the movement. $ Forever Live Young. That's right. We definitely, you know, thank everybody so much for all of their help. You know, whether it's a penny, a nickel, guess what? We'll take it. Support is support, right? And we just want to let you know that we thank you so much for the support. All right, cool beans. But let's go ahead and get into some of that drunk off the juice and invite our girl Storm back. And let's get into that juice with Mr. Troy Weeks
Yes. So again, y'all, I'm getting ready to disappear and come back. When I come back, that's mean it's your turn to talk. If you have anything you want to say about what I'm doing with the drunk off the juice. So let's get to it. All right, guys. So on the list today, make sure I find the right one. That's the wrong one. Don't do this to me, iPhone. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. Here we go, right here. Drunk off the juice. I got it. Huh?
Go ahead. Nothing.
Oh, I got it. Okay, so here we go. So, oh no, that's not the right one either. Sorry, I don't know where you go on my phone tripping. Matter of fact, I'll go to my email. Sorry, it's easier. I like to read it from my direct source, but fine. I go to my email. Z5, you want to say something real fast? I know you was about to say something.
Oh yeah, I want to say we talking about that George Floyd.
There we go. I got it. So, drunk off the juice, y'all. For some George Floyd news, George Floyd case, you killed him in front of kids. Prosecutors seeking harsher sentence. So, Derek C., the ex-Minneapolis cop who charged with the murder of George Floyd, deserves an especially hard sentence because, among other things, he killed Floyd in front of kids, according to the prosecutors. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison just informed the judge in the Floyd murder case, he'll be seeking a harsher sentence for Dennis for several reasons. That the AG says that the alleged murder was especially heinous because there was a number of children around who had to watch a man die. In legal documents obtained by TMZ, Ellison said there was a particular vulnerable state because he was handcuffed and chest down on the pavement, repeatedly telling the officer and the other officers that he cannot breathe. He said that the knee in his neck inflicted pain on Floyd and claimed that the officer did not offer Floyd any medical assistance and discouraged others from doing so while witnesses watched him die. The officer is facing up to 40 years in prison if convicted and on his second-degree murder charge. The AG's new document suggests he'll be going up for the max, hopefully the max, and we'll be on the lookout for that update. So, y'all, first and foremost, it's people done did. This makes no sense. This world is in a whole different set stand now because of this one case, and that's the best you can do. That's the best you can do. That is crazy. So yes, them trying to seek more time, absolutely. Seek the max. Max chair, everything you need. Because if he made an example of George Floyd in front of all these people, he should be made an example of in front of all these people too. You guys got anything to say before I move on? I'm sorry, I'm a little heated.
Storm, I'll let you take this one. You have anything, Storm?
You on?
Hold on.
There you go. You're on mute, baby. Take it out.
Mute.
You're on mute. Take it out. She can hear me.
No, she can't.
Press the button. You hear me?
No.
Okay, I'll come back to it. I'm gonna keep it moving. Okay.
Storm, we can't hear you.
Number 2.
Storm, can you hear us? We can't hear you. I think she's trying now. We can't hear you. You're on mute. Uh-oh. Not a problem.
On the bottom, you.
Am I?
There you go. Oh no, you back off again. Go back.
No,
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay.
No, that person should the officer should definitely be made an example of. I think the way he committed that murder, it was just so off. Like let me just be honest with you. Do you know I've never completely watched the video? It was just
I don't want to see it.
It was too heart-wrenching. It was too gut-wrenching for me to watch it. I've never watched the entire video. I've just went on what people said about the video. The moment I saw the knee on the guy's neck and the back and all of this right here, it was nothing for me to see after that. I didn't want to see anything because I think that that is probably the most horrible way that a human being can die. And for another human being to inflict that kind of hurt on another human being, you're not human, you're subhuman. There's nothing about you that's human. You have no humanity whatsoever.
Thank you for that, Storm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad somebody agrees with me. Number 2 on the list today. Have you guys heard of Jacob Blake? He was another victim to police brutality. Jacob Blake is hospital bed. In his hospital bed, his handcuffs are finally removed and his felony warrants vacated. As of Friday, Jacob is no longer handcuffed to his hospital bed. His felony warrants have been vacated and police stopped guarding him at the hospital. Jacob Blake's father says his son is handcuffed to a hospital bed despite paralyzed from the waist down after being shot and suffering 7 shots and wounds from the gun from an officer shooting him. Blake's dad, also named Jacob, said when he visited his son in the hospital Wednesday, he found him handcuffed to his bed and immediately questioned why is this necessary. Elder Blake says he hated seeing his son and pointed out he can't go anywhere. Why would you handcuff him to the bed? Blake claims he also hasn't gotten any answers as to what Jacob was arrested for, and that would warrant him to be handcuffed in the first place. His parents got really emotional on this past Tuesday as they spoke out in the Kishinona County Courthouse about their son being shot and his condition. And the family's lawyer revealed it would be a miracle if he even walks again. After, as they reported, the 29-year-old father of 7. 29-year-old father was shot 7 times, at blank point in Wisconsin by police Rustin Shesky. 7 times blank point. Cops said they were initially called to the scene for domestic disturbance, and the shooting began investigated by the Wisconsin Department of Justice Division of Criminal Investigation. So far, no word from the law enforcement about his arrest or anything like that. It's just sad. He was trying to break up a fight that was happening and got, shot 7 times by the police, and now he's paralyzed and he's a father. Sad. When is this gonna stop? This foolishness, you know what I'm saying? Like, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? This is getting really ridiculous. It's too much. We already dealing with enough corona deaths. Now we got to deal with all this too. Like, we need to come together finally for once. If we ain't seen all the darkness that's trying to bring us down, we need to come together and be more positive and band together during this time. God. Any of y'all want to say something before I move on?
Well, it doesn't seem that at this time that white people or white supremacists or whomever, they don't want to have that relationship with us. Because I hear people, can you guys hear me? Mm-hmm. I hear people saying, we got to love one another and we should work together and we should come together. But the bottom line is that Black people, we're not racist. Like, how could we be racist? Racism is power. Racism is about power structures. I could not like you. I could not like you as a Black person, from one black person to the other one. I could not like you. I could not like you as a white person. But here's where like and hate and all of those things change. If I have to depend on you for a job, if I have to depend on you to put bread on my table, when you work in corporate America, you're dependent on white white structures to keep bread on your table. So you don't get a chance to hate them. I mean, you can hate them, but you have no impact on them. Okay? And it's different. White hate and Black hate is 2 different things. White people have the how should I say, the corporations they have that we need to work for. All of our economics depend on them. Okay? White folks' economics is not contingent upon us. Their economics is their economics is what we depend on. Okay, in order to survive. So racism for us to be racist toward them, it has no impact on them. For them to be racist toward us, they own everything. They own everything that we need in order to survive as a people. So we don't get a chance to be racist.
Well, I get you on that. That's why we're changing things around and owning our own things. Okay? By Black owned.
We do.
Last but not least, on today's Drunk Off the Juice, you can't be at a protest acting up now. Come on. DC protest man in blackface punched outside of the White House. 3 suspects detained and arrested. The man in real life, the man in blackface has been identified by the cops as Michael David Peon from Andale, Virginia. According to the police report, Peon was allegedly punched in the head and face by the first person. Cops said this suspects say that they identified the man, but did not name him in the police report. He was released, but were told cops are seeking an arrest warrant. Cops said 2 other suspects, Mahidi Lau and Jonathan Gorello, were also busted for their alleged involvement. Lau was arrested for simply assaulting for striking Peon in the face with his fist. When cops tried to break that up, cops, alleged that Gatrell pulled the officer to the ground and tried to resist arrest by laying on his stomach and locking his arms around his body. Gatrell was arrested for assault on a police officer. A white man wearing blackface pissed off protesters in D.C. and got sucker punched as cops were leading him away, which sparked a wild police chase on foot. A crowd of mostly Black Lives Matter and anti-Trump protesters gathered near the White House late Thursday night after President Trump accepted the presidential nomination to close the RNC. However, one guy in blackface stood out like a sore thumb, angering some of the protesters who shouted he was racist and loudly encouraged him to get the hell out of Dodge. As few cops were intervening, a man recorded the incident sounding blackface as another man came from behind and punched him in the face. The officers took off running after the attacker and caught him on the street after a short pursuit. But it was a crazy scene and they tried to nab him. It was unclear if he was arrested or what happened to the white guy in blackface. We reached out to the law enforcement. My thing is this, don't act a fool and they won't be busting you upside your goddamn head. Point blank and period, okay?
He got exactly what he deserved.
Right. You shouldn't be out here in the street doing stupid shit. It's a mentality. Okay, then yes, it's a mentality.
I mean, the audacity. How do you put on blackface and go to a Martin Luther King rally? You are asking for your ass to be stomped out. You are just asking for, you're begging to be stomped out.
Well, you got what you deserve, and that was Drunk Off the Juice season finale. Thank you guys so much for being a part.
Thank you so much, Troy. That is, I'm drunk. You know, listen, I'm so drunk, I couldn't even comment on most of that. It was just,
you're so funny.
It's too fun. Everybody, we want to thank you so much for tuning for holding on in the season finale. We're definitely over time, but we are going to go and get into this last topic really quick. We're going to make it really quick because I know Yeah, I know this is a topic that everybody really wanted to kind of talk about. So we're definitely we're definitely going to get into it. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. All right, everybody. So the last topic for this season and for the season finale is more about Black people, when
listen, I love my Black folks.
Don't you love the Black people?
I just love my Black folks. Seriously, we are one of a kind. Just one of a kind.
Let me tell you something. Listen.
We live out loudly.
We will give you topics. So the last topic of tonight is when asked about racism, are Black people expected to always have a sad story? That's what we're talking about. This is the last topic of tonight. Everybody definitely comment and let us know. When asked about racism, are Black people expected to always have a sad story? Troy Weiss, I'm going to start with you. What do you think?
I'm going to get my Indian look on.
That was right. Listen, got you all on camera.
So I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to Black people, first of all, you said racism. I don't know what's happy about racism. How you not going to have a sad story? Like, racism is a bad thing. That's not a happy thing. So how do you expect racism and happy to be in the same sentence? Mm-hmm. So I don't expect to hear nothing good about racism when somebody says, I experienced racism and it was good. Racism has a negative connotation. It's a bad thing. So I don't know, maybe you can enlighten me, but I just feel like racism, Black people don't mix. There's no way that could be any happiness when the word racism is involved. If you got a different story that's happy about racism, unless a story could be if you experienced racism with somebody and you didn't bust them upside the head, you did the right thing and had a conversation with them, had a talk with them, and were able to change them from being racist to, change their mind. Now that's a happy story about racism. But outside of that, that's it. That's all I got. That's the only way I can see Black people and racism being a happy thing. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me clarify. Zach, when you say happy story, do you mean that like white people, they want, like, white people expect for Black people to always have a sad story about an encounter, a racial encounter?
Yes, you know what?
I just want to clarify, is that?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. So basically, just with the encounters or just the Black history. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times whenever people say, well, tell me about your history, are people always expecting Black people to always have, a sad story, even about the Black history, with just any, all the whole aspect of it. So yeah, you can go off that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things that I've seen, because I'm a staunch advocate, of Black Lives Matter. And, a lot of on my social media platforms, those are the issues that I deal with quite often. And one of the things that I find, that I find disturbing is that you have a lot of white liberals. White liberals have me afraid of them right now, because white liberals, they're supposed to be, they act as if they're on our side, and that they see eye to eye with us, and that they want us to move to a better place in this country. But when you start to like get down to the nuts and bolts of racism and the birth of racism and how racism has impacted Blacks and how racism continued to impact Blacks, and you tell that true brutal story, those same white liberal friends will run off and leave you. And not only will they run off and leave you, but guess what? They label you a racist. Okay? Here's the deal. Those kind of whites, they want you to have a conversation about racism, but they want to write the rules that they want you to follow in engaging with that conversation. Right. Okay? They don't want you to go outside of the rules that they set up for you to have that conversation. You know, like me, I'm brutal. When I say I'm brutal, is that I pull out all of I pull out every history stop. You know, let's just go from right here to where we are currently. Let's go from there to here, and let's examine this right here. And I think that whites don't really want to have that conversation, an authentic conversation. They're really afraid of that because I've tried it, and when I've tried it, whites will it runs them off. And here's my thing is that, and then, you know, I've had a few white people say to me, well, this is all you talk about. This is all you do. Well, wait a minute. I'm Black. Everything that I see happening right now impacted people like me and my children. I have sons, I have nieces, I have nephews. I'm a Black woman in America. No. And being a Black woman in America, these are things that this has become a part of my life. It's not a life that I chose to have with this racism. It's me working within the confines of what's been offered to me, right? And they really, I think, authentically, they don't want to have those conversations. You know, I think they're intimidated by those conversations because when I've tried to be as open and as honest as I can about racism, I have been called a racist.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, well, this conversation has got to end, you know? But yeah, that's my take on things because no, they don't really want to have that conversation. They really don't. It's so many layers to that conversation.
Exactly. I just want to add too,
yeah,
that, you know,
that's my take on things.
A lot of times, you know, people, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of times some people may think that, you know, once asked about either your history or just racism, that, you know, Black people, you know, they're always going to have something negative to say. But, you know, but I always think like, you know, we're always hearing now, especially now, you know what I'm saying, since like people are, you know, becoming more awoke, as they say, and, you know what I'm saying, just kind of knowing the history, knowing kind of where we're from, you know what I'm saying, we're starting to see more truths today. You know, I want Black people to start talking more about, you know, if you want to talk about, oh, well, tell me about your history, or tell me about, you know, whatever. Talk about, you know, the kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're like, you know, you always hear Black people saying that we're from queens and queens. Oh, I can't even talk. Kings and queens. You know, we're from royalty. So why does racism have to be the history? You know what I'm saying? Why does racism have to be, you know, what people expect, you know, for a Black person to start talking about if you are talking about their history or something like that? You know, my thing is there's a whole lot of greatness that has happened, you know, in, you know, Black history that surpasses racism. Yes, racism is very big and it's still happening today. But you know, I don't want that to just be the narrative, you know, of whenever a person asks, oh, so well, you know, tell me about your history. Oh, well, you know, my grandparents, they were slaves and da da da. You know what I'm saying? Why is it always, you know, that's what I mean. I think that's what a lot of people who are non-Black.
Oh, you know what?
Go ahead.
I see where you're going. It's like, you know what? I see exactly where you're going with this, and I agree with you. And here's my take on that. When I look at people like Oprah Winfrey, and she's a billionaire. So people like Oprah Winfrey, for me, should not still be playing nannies and maids in movies. All right.
Right.
Hollywood, when it comes to Black Hollywood, I mean, until very recently, like I would say in the last year with Netflix, and you know, Netflix actually raised the bar quite a bit on Black entertainment, and so did Hulu. But Netflix has been leading the way in Black entertainment. You know, Netflix realized, hey, there's a whole Black audience out there. There's this whole Black demographics. We can make a fortune off these people, you know, and Hollywood has not cashed in on that. And when Hollywood do cash in on that, They make movies where we're pigeonholed in a bucket. It's like Oprah Winfrey, this billionaire who actually owns her own company, who sits as the board of directors for her own company, who sits as the CEO of her own company, who's this just magnetic personality. And they're still showing her as mammies in movies.
Yeah.
You know, like that shouldn't be, you know, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't settle for no bullshit like that. I would not settle for that shit. If I got Oprah Winfrey's money, I will. If I have to make my own movies, that's exactly what I'll do. But I'm not going to be no maid. I'm not going to be no driving Miss Daisy. I'm not doing none of that shit.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we gotta-
Hollywood needs to catch up. Hollywood needs to play catch up to where Black people are economically. Okay.
Right.
Black folks ain't out here being nobody's nanny and shit.
Right. Troy, were you gonna say something?
You know, those movies are so degrading.
We got
I cannot see another slave narrative movie about Black folks in 2020. I just cannot do it.
Danielle said I've experienced racism.
I'm sorry, what you saying?
Danielle, the comment here. Danielle said I've experienced racism, but I've used it to educate white people to show them that Black people are not the propaganda, TV shows and music videos, or TV stereotype, that we are people, and knowing your Black history is important. So shout out to you, Danielle, for that.
Yeah, knowing your history is very, very important. It's very important.
We could talk about this we could talk about this for so long, because this is definitely a very hot topic. But I definitely, I just wanted to get everybody's, responses on it. Thank you so much for comments. If you said, if anyone else listening right now want to comment, definitely send them in. Before we leave, I'll definitely read them live. But yeah, so that was the topic. We are going to go ahead and try to start closing this down. So once again, everybody, this was the season finale. I really hope that you enjoyed it. We try to give you a lot of great steamy hot topics. We gave you a great guest, and of course, we gave you a great guest host as well, Miss Storm.
That's right.
So now, Storm, let everybody know.
Peace, baby, peace, baby, peace.
Yes, where can people find you,
peace, baby?
Let people know where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram. I'm Storm_1934. On Twitter, I'm Storm_1934. On Facebook, I'm MS Curtis Brooks.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
All right.
Well, Storm, we definitely thank you so much for keeping it raw and fresh with us. You was a delight, Everybody,
thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome. Troy Weeks, I know you said
it's been fun.
Yeah, Troy, you said you got to get out of here soon. Let people know what's going on with you. Where can they find you these days? What are you doing?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all of that good stuff right here. Sorry. At Troy Weeks Music. At Troy Weeks Music on everything is how you can find me. Type it in Google, type it in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat. Anywhere you can find all that good shit. Troy Weeks Music everywhere. Bam, just like that. I'm working on some new music with my band. We just released a video last month. Walk in God's favor. All you have to do in 2020, God told me to tell his people to walk in God's favor was the word. And all you have to do is move, listen, and follow. So go check out the song. Type in J.I. Groove on YouTube or on Apple Music and that stuff. You'll see the single Walk in God's Favor. Next single, Money. I'm shooting a video right now tonight when I finish with you guys for Money. So get ready for that. And in like 2 weeks, I'm shooting a new music video for my single, Harlem Salsa. So y'all got to get ready for that too. So I got some stuff to be showing y'all during this break. I'm going to be working. Feel me? So I can't wait to get back to the game and tell y'all what we got going when I come back.
I love it. And everybody
sounds groovy.
Very groovy.
I like that too.
Call me I am Z Fly.
Use this time off to be innovative,
So definitely be sure to follow me at I am Z Fly. And so basically season 4, I'm gonna be working on season 4 of the Keeping It Raw and Fresh show. It comes back season 4. All I'm gonna say is it's gonna be some spectacular things going on. So you definitely want to make sure that you do keep it locked. Once again, this was our new home. StreamYard is our new home, the virtual platform. I think it went really well. What do you think, Troy? What do you think about StreamYard for our new home?
I like StreamYard. I think it's been one of the best we've done.
I like
virtually.
It.
Virtually, I think it's been the best we've had. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. It's cool beans. All right, everybody.
Well, I really like it. I really do.
Thank you, Storm, and thank you, Troy Weeks. All right, we're gonna end with.
Thank you guys for having me. I love you both.
Yes, we're gonna end with our new segment. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, and and I was gonna do a certain person, but due to
Yes. Thank
yes,
you.
yes,
Because I was about to say we gotta
we gotta
yeah,
do it.
we
So
gotta do it.
we're gonna close this out with our answer. You know, my I am my ancestors' wildest dream, and tonight we're gonna be speaking on
Okay.
Chadwick Aaron Boseman. Yes, we definitely got to talk about him.
Yes.
Most of you all know him as Black Panther. Unfortunately, you know, he recently passed due to colon cancer. Born November 29th, 1976 to August 28, 2020. He was an American actor. He played several historic figures such as Jackie Robinson in 42, James Brown and Get On Up, and Thurgood Marshall and Marshall. His roles as the superhero Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, including Black Panther, made him an international star, winning him an NAACP Image Awards and a SAG Award, Screen Actors Guild Award as well. So, everybody, so Chadwick Boseman, he is definitely our ancestors' wildest dreams because just knowing, you know,
Mhm.
to have a black superhero out of all the other superheroes out there who are not black, but to have this first, you know, black superhero that just became like worldwide unanimous. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
everywhere, the talk of the world, really. So he's
Mhm.
definitely our ancestors' wildest dream. Like that is definitely something that they probably, you know, actually they probably couldn't even dream of that. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably didn't even dream of a black superhero. So yeah, so Chadwick Boseman, definitely rest in peace. Thank you so much to just everything that you brought to the world, brought to the black community, and just
And you know
brought to
what? He did all of this right here in 4 short years.
4 short years. Yes.
4 short years. He made all of those movies and the Oscars and all of that stuff in 4 short years.
Mm. So he's there. So we definitely want to put that out there. Troy Weeks, did you want to add anything or?
Just a sad day for the community of entertainers. But we all got a little chat in us now. We just got to keep that light shining and utilize his story and keep him in our hearts to keep the story alive and keep him going and make him proud.
Mhm. Yeah,
Sounds all right,
all true.
everybody. So that does it
I
for.
love you guys.
I love you and thank you so much. Again, Storm. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned
Thank
in.
you guys. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, Troy Weeks Music. You know, I'll be checking with you very soon.
Yeah.
And until season 4, everybody, be sure to stay fly, not high.
Nah. Bye
But
bye.
bye.
Bye, Z Fly.